Let's now start with part two of the article we were doing earlier. This part two is part of an article written by uh, Dabholkar, uh, published in Frontline magazine, October 2025. Let's now enter into the second part. It deals with death of head Gowar in 1940. RSS was taken over by Guruji, and Golwalkar became the longest serving chief of RSS, and he ultimately died in 1970. So the second RSS chief, MS Golwalkar, also popularly called Guruji, was more vocal and aggressive. In his book, he published, I think, 1939, Bunch of Thoughts. He analyzed the reasons why the first war of independence in 1857 was lost. He argued when Sepoys they marched from Meerut to Delhi, they declared Bahadur Shah Zafar as their emperor. This is something Hindu soldiers and ordinary people did not like, and that is the reason they lost interest in the battle, and ultimately Indians lost the battle, and India did not get independence. Golwalkar was the one who met Lal Bahadur Shastri when the later was prime minister. So remember, Lal Bahadur Shastri became prime minister after Nehru died in 1964. So he was in office while Golwalkar met him. And Golwalkar urged him to abolish the voting rights of Muslims in India. Damu Anadate, who was the head of the intellectual wing of the RSS in Maharashtra, mentions this in his autobiography, Samaran Shilpe. The point is, RSS was anti-Muslim from its inception and always tried to establish a narrative that Muslims are not Indians. So even while naming the RSS, the indirect inference was that all non-Hindus are non-Indians. Tilak and his supporters, who were instrumental in establishing the RSS, were all Brahmins. The initial Pracharaks of the RSS were all Maharashtrian Brahmins. At that time, Congress too was an organization made up of dominant caste members, mainly Brahmins from all across India. When Maharashtrian Brahmins understood that the Tilak era was over in the Congress and that they needed a body to speak up for their interests in the larger power struggle in India, they gave birth to the RSS. So that is how RSS was created. So according to this author, RSS was created because of the fact that Tilak made a decision to grant separate electorate for Muslims, something Maharashtrian Brahmins did not like. After Congress was taken over by Gandhi and Congress was converted into mass movement, inclusive, Maharashtrian Brahmins did not like it. They thought they needed a separate space wherein they could talk about Hindu interest. For that reason, they created RSS. Let's now talk about Golwalkar's organizational skills. So they were great, no doubt about it. During his period between 1940 to 1973, as Sar Sanchalak, RSS expanded in all directions. From 1940 to 1948, RSS grew exponentially in the country. Golwalkar categorically kept it outside the freedom struggle led by Mahatma Gandhi. But it is also a fact that RSS increased its volunteer count all over the country at this time. When there were riots in parts of country around the time of partition, RSS volunteers saved the houses of Hindus. They were also involved in staging riots in some parts. This is where the first stage of the RSS ends. Before going into the killing of Mahatma Gandhi in 1948 and the establishment of the Jana Sangh in 1951, we need to understand that from the start it was an organization of Marathi Brahmins. The first three institutions established under the RSS, for example, Vivekananda Samarak, Bharati Mazdoor Sangh, and Deen Dayal Center were founded by Maharashtrian Brahmins. Even later, the three leaders who challenged Golwalkar within the RSS, they were Brahmins. However, the leadership of all parties during the freedom struggle was dominant caste, be it the Communist parties, Socialist parties, Congress, or the RSS. They were either Brahmins, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas, but essentially dominant ones. Even the Muslim League consisted of Ashrafi Muslims, like the higher caste or dominant caste in Muslim society. So, in a way, Indian freedom struggle was a battle of dominant caste Hindus who were demanding back the power that they had lost to the East India Company. Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who died in 1956, and Periyar, who initiated a movement in 1920s in Madras, uh, which later on became Tamil Nadu. They were saying exactly this too. They were asking, what is there for Shudras in this freedom struggle? So they were not happy about it. In a way, RSS's leadership was not different from other parties' leadership of that era, but two important things made them completely different. So, what set RSS apart from the then organizations like communists or International Congress and other organizations? Hatred for Muslims and the belief that Hindustan is only for Hindus. When RSS leaders took the stand of Hindustan being only for Hindus, they actually acted accordingly. They took all efforts to unite Hindus. Let's now talk about Manu Smriti. So Golwalkar, in his bunch of thoughts, said caste system is an excellent system. But this approach of Golwalkar supporting caste system was maneuvered or modified a bit when Baba Saheb, Bala Saheb Devraj took over from Golwalkar as Sar Sanchalak in 1973. So Bala Saheb Devraj strategically changed the RSS's stand on caste and expanded the outfit among the downtrodden caste of society. Let's now talk about the first setback RSS had to endure because of assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. It has something to do with the killer of Gandhi, Godse. So, to be frank, RSS has never uh, accepted affiliation of this man to RSS. But this author says, in 1994, in an interview to Frontline, Gopal Godse accepted that Nathuram was a RSS volunteer. It was like a family to us. While the RSS had been denying Nathuram's affiliation to the organization after Gandhi's murder, the mob set the houses of RSS workers on fire in western Maharashtra. The then Home Minister Patel, who died in 1950, wrote to Shamaprasad Mukherjee, holding RSS responsible for the vicious environment created by it that had resulted in the murder of Gandhi. Golwalkar had reportedly said at that time, with this one act, RSS was pushed back for 50 years because RSS was banned for the first time in 1948 and the ban was lifted only in 1949, 18 months later. This is when Jana Sangh came into scene as the RSS was banned. So Golwalkar was against the idea of Jana Sangh, like RSS should not enter into politics. But younger generation or young activists, they were willing to join it. But according to this author, Golwalkar was again the idea of Jana Sangh, but again, Baba Saheb Ghatate, here is a mistake, spelling mistake. Baba Saheb Ghatate convinced Golwalkar. Initial meetings regarding establishing the Jana Sangh were held in Ghatate's Nagpur house where Mukherjee used to meet RSS leaders. But the growth of Jana Sangh was limited until 1967. 1967, Nanaji Deshmukh, organization secretary of Jana Sangh, gave me an audio interview. He said, I found a reason why Jana Sangh was not getting support from people because people believe RSS and Jana Sangh are the killers of Gandhi. This country will never support the people who kill Gandhiji, Deshmukh later said. So I used old tricks and became close to Ram Manohar Lohia and Jayaprakash Narayan. Only after these two people accepted us, the rest of the country started accepting us. Today, the BJP is in power. This is the major argument the author is making. We see that the two pieces of advice given by Savarkar to Golwalkar at the start of the Jana Sangh have come true. The first one was a political party generates huge power. Remember, Savarkar died in 1966, the same year when Lal Bahadur Shastri died, and Golwalkar died in 1973. So Savarkar gave an advice to Golwalkar. The first one was a political party generates huge power. If there is no RSS chief like you, then the party will control the RSS. So if there is a no party chief like you, dominant, powerful, then the party, the BJP or the Jana Sangh will control the RSS. The second one was Jana Sangh will either become Congress or Hindu Maha Sabha, as there was no space in India for the third party. Today, proving Savarkar right, I don't think that the second prediction of Savarkar proved right, but first one Definitely prove right. So today, proving Savarkar right, the BJP has become so powerful that it is dictating RSS agenda. This is the opinion of this author. Other authors, other intellectuals, they may have different view that RSS is dictating terms to the BJP. But according to this author, BJP is dictating terms to the RSS or dictating RSS's agenda. The RSS has become a vote-catching machine for the BJP. The BJP's chief is publicly saying, this is a reference to Nadda when he before 2024 election, he said that BJP doesn't no longer requires support of the RSS. And in Union Home Minister Amit Shah's dining room, there is a photo of Savarkar and not Golwalkar. After the ban on the RSS for Gandhi's murder was lifted, Golwalkar told his volunteers, they will have to create such a powerful organization that only by signals of the eyes, like very quickly, the power at the center will come and go. Like RSS should control power in the center. But it has turned into an organization like the one Savarkar predicted. What this what kind of organization Savarkar predicted? That if you are not powerful enough, then the party will control you. So this is what is happening. According to this author, BJP is controlling the RSS, but as I told you, RSS, the other authors may have different view. RSS is controlling the BJP. Anyhow, thank you very much. Let's now conclude it here.